Hello. Hello, hello. Good morning, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Y'all up? What are y'all doing? How was you guys' weekend? Did y'all get any rest? Did you do anything fun? Not me. I did get some rest. I didn't do anything fun, but I've been getting a lot of rest because it's been raining a lot, like 40 days and 40 nights here in the Atlanta metropolitan area. I mean, it rained to the point where it was flooding downtown. I said, oh no, it's a lot. But good morning, guys. Good morning, and get up. Wakey, wakey. Eggs and bakey, okay? So what has been going on? Nothing too much with me, right? I don't think. Nothing to write home about, I don't think. But if I can think about it while I'm talking, then I'll tell y'all. But I had to, I'm coming at, what time is it? 8 right now because summer is in. And I go to the office today, so I'm about to go pay the 5. And I needed to sleep in just a little bit. I woke up and it was still dark, and I said, I'm not trying to drive in the dark. So, here we are. And then I dropped Sophia for summer camp. So, that's that. But I'm gonna probably leave 2 hours early today, you know. Coming in late, leaving early. Trife life, you know. But, yeah, so what is going on? Let's see. What has been happening? Okay. First of all, I want to get this out of the way just to get this off my mind. Because I knew I said I wanted to say something about it, but then it keeps coming on my feed and it's just pissing me off. But the girl who killed her boyfriend and his friend, I don't really have no real point about them or whatever. It's just that it's like I'm tired of seeing it. And, you know, I need them to go ahead and, like, I don't know. Is she sentenced yet? I don't know that she's sentenced or whatever the hell. I don't know why she keep coming on. Is she serving time? What does she think is going to happen? I'm not sure what she's thinking, but I'm just tired of seeing her and her mom talking. But something crazy is going on with that family, and it just is what it is. And obviously it came to a head when she decided to crash them, and just they saying that they think he was selling drugs and all this other crazy stuff. Whatever. Okay, whatever. Enough about that. Let's go ahead and discuss what's going on in hip-hop, okay? Oh, speaking of which, this wasn't even on my mind too, so let me go ahead and bring him up. Now, this is what I will say about, because see, Drake just got dissed. Okay, Drake just got dissed, not overly dissed, but he just got spoke on because he tried to say the jig is up. Okay, and listen, the jig been up, Drake. And am I a Drake fan? I would still say yes, I guess. You know what I mean? My favorite album by Drake is Nothing Was the Same. I love that. I could play that from beginning to end. I love Nothing Was the Same by Drake. And I did play it from beginning to end all the time. But to me, after that album, the album is in the name. After that album, nothing was the same. Okay, nothing was the same. I don't know what went on, but nothing was the same for me when it came to him after that album. And it wasn't that I wasn't a fan. It's just that I knew that he could only get one album out of me. And not that the other albums weren't good, but I don't know. I mostly listen to, it's like he built me up to listen to an album by him. It took him some years before I really would decide to listen to a full album by him. But the point is, he put out 3 records, and the way they clown him on social media has me crying down to the ground. No, I did not. I don't care. I left my slipper. I did. And it's so true that that's his flow and that's his cadence. And it's like, wow, we've really been listening to that for a long time. But yeah, they say he put out the 3 albums and all 3 albums sucked. And he probably has like a good 10 to 12 songs in total from all 3 albums. And what's on the radio? Shebang, I went to the thing. Something like that. The point is, Drake, you know, my favorite song by Drake is, come on now. I'm trying not to use my horn, but that's what it's for. Stop waiting for traffic to clear. When you have your line is a solid line, you can go. Damn, Chick-fil-A pissing me off. Anyway, my favorite song by Drake is Nice for What? Okay? Without a, what would it say? I don't even know how I go. Without a hand, you're really hyping up for these. You gotta be nice for what to these. Look at this car behind me. Your front is already banged up. Let me slow him down. Let me slow him down. Because he don't realize I'm already late for work. It don't matter. A Toyota Corolla behind me tripping. Please. It's too early. I just got in this car. Come on, Jesus. Okay. So anyway, the whole point is Drake put out 3 albums and they all sucked except for like 10 songs. And this is what the people are saying. I haven't really listened to any of it and I don't plan to. And I just wanted to get that out the way because I don't hate Drake or anything like that. But what are you doing? I'm over here having road rage on the low. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me focus. Because if this Toyota Corolla really is, that's not even a Toyota Corolla. That is a Hyundai. First of all, let me tell you about this Hyundai behind me. One of the headlights is already jacked up, so it's giving. See, that's why your car already fucked up now. Okay. Now I got my insurance is top tier, baby. I got USAA. They gonna cut me a check, baby. They gonna do that. They gonna do that. So if he wants to hit me from back here, he can do that. He can do that. But Lord knows it's gonna happen. Woo! Go. I'm not gonna be able to pass go or collect $200 if I don't bring my own. I need to bring it down. I need to bring it down. Anyway, so and if he has somewhere to be, he should have left earlier. Is that not the real point here? Now you could be behind him, Toyota Corolla. Oh, you still trying to be behind me? Jesus. Okay. Oh God, making myself laugh. Toyota Corolla act like he trying to scare me. I just did that for Toyota because you know how when you pull up, you know how much you driving behind somebody and then when you pull up next to them, you got to look and see, like, let me see this person. They tried to see me, but I had my hand right here. Stop looking at me. Don't look at me. I'm not even looking at you. You do all the looking. You crash your car worried about it because I'm not going to do that. Anywho, okay, so anyway, what's going on in hip-hop is this. So JayZ decided that he wanted to go to the Roots picnic, which went down in Philly. Okay, everybody was there. It's all good. JayZ get up there and do him a little freestyle. Now, here's my thing. Of course, I'm a JayZ fan, for sure. We've all been JayZ fans for a long time. But there is an argument here that JayZ is a little, what do they call it? Long in the tooth. Okay. Now, a lot of people had his name in their mouth over the years, and he hasn't been saying anything. So does he have a right in all these things to say something back? Yes. It is my personal opinion that JayZ should not have used the Roots picnic to do this freestyle. I think JayZ should have put this freestyle on wax, or he should have did like a little video where a minimum amount of, pomp and circumstance for the video and just said what he had to say. I feel like he should have did that because he could have made money on it and it would have been a nice track that got mastered, mixed down, and all that good stuff. That's what I think he should have done. The performance to me, comes off as I have to dissect everything he's saying and listen to all of the, innuendo and all this stuff. And we do that. As rap fans, we do that. But I just don't think this was the right place to do it. And for me, as a person listening, as a person who wasn't there, the sound wasn't the way I needed it to be. A lot of it seemed to be like, wait a minute, what? So I heard only a few disses and things like that. And it's like, oh, okay. But I don't feel like he was in front of a rap battle type crowd, which is why the things he was saying didn't get the oohs and ahs that it probably could have gotten. But I don't know everything that he was necessarily saying. All of the clips that I saw seemed to be either a little muffled or, I don't know, I felt like I was just trying to catch up. Like, I was trying to keep up with what he was saying. It was just like, I would have appreciated this if this was on wax. You know what I mean? So, now let's discuss his hair. Okay, so everybody's thinking and saying, everybody is saying that he should have he should do a secret, which is Beyonce's hairline. He should do like a secret. He should do some, a campaign for that. Now, we don't know that he's been using secret or not. Okay. We also don't know that that's his hair. Okay. We don't know that those locks was or was not his hair. Okay. It's not a question of whether you could comb out the locks. Everybody, I don't want to say everybody knows, but if you don't know, yes, you can comb out locks. Now, he had wicks. Okay. So that would probably been easier for him to take out. Okay. Based on the wicks he had, it can be assumed that, of course, he had hair added. Why? Because his wicks were so big, long, and thick. Pause. He had a lot of hair. And if all of that was indeed his hair, while we know there would have been a lot of hair that came out when you comb out your locks, he still should have had way more hair than what was on his head. That's number one. Okay. But, needless to say, I was online and trolling, calling it a cloud bob, because that's what Vogue magazine called it. When they had that white lady with her little fro, and they called it a cloud bob, and I was crying. We all was laughing, but yeah, I said JayZ and his cloud bob. So the question is, what are you going to do with that hair? It's giving, I still need you to cut it. I get that you're trying to, I don't know, step out and show us something, but JayZ and his cloud bob, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's just, it's like, Jay, just put what you said, whatever happened on the Roots, whatever that freestyle was, go ahead and record that. If it's not already recorded, if it is, release it. If it's not, record it, please, and release it. So that can be official, something official. And then we can all really hear and understand what you're saying. And so that's that. But apparently Nicki got dissed, Drake got dissed, Kanye got dissed, Tory Lanez and his father got dissed. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah. It is what it is. I guess he said what he said. I don't know all what he said, but I didn't, like I said, the way it sounded to me, the way it came off, I didn't care for it. And I didn't appreciate that. Because if I'm going to hear from JayZ, I should be able to know exactly what he's saying. And I just felt like, damn, he should have did that freestyle and then released the track, like right after he was done or something like that. So, but yeah, that's that. That's that. Now, a couple of other things that I didn't get a chance to talk about. Like last week was Memorial Day. Let me speed up a little bit. Get in front of these people. Let me get in front of him because he acting like he want to hold up fucking traffic. All right, I'm about to be on the highway, y'all. So, okay, so a couple of things. Let's deal with the Kevin Hart roast real quick. Kevin Hart, let's just go with the old school saying. He's a sellout, okay? He's a sellout. That's the truth. All he knows is he's getting paid, and it doesn't matter to him how he gets that money. It doesn't matter. So, with that being said, I wasn't a big, huge Kevin Hart fan. Every now and then, when he would have a Netflix special, I would watch it. And it would be okay. You know what I mean? But every movie he's been in, I don't feel the need to have to watch it. I mean, here's the truth. Kevin Hart get on my nerves. He get on my nerves, and I will never forget me seeing him on video having sex with that girl. And Nico, oh, honey, I would have got my money and left. I would have got my check and my kids, and I would have been like, oh, I'm gone. I'm gone, because that wasn't the first time he cheated on her. That was only the first time we saw it on video. Never mind she found out or knew about it. That was the first time we saw it on video. Okay, we had everybody had eyeballs proof. Okay, and he over there looking like a little midget going up and down. And then he was mad at all of the people around him because they let that happen. Ooh, child. So you could be on video doing something, and it's still somebody else's fault. Okay. So that's why, I have no respect for Kevin Hart. Hey, Mom. I don't really have respect for Kevin Hart, and I definitely don't respect how he's handling his so-called roast, which included roasting everybody else even more than they roasted him. You know what I mean? And so while he's sitting there saying you can't control comedians, yes, you can. The same way you approved those jokes. So you was able to control whether those jokes showed up. And it's like, this is the problem with not being able to show solidarity. You know what I mean? As a race. And it also, for me, underscores why, because of that, I'm also a person who's able to say, your blackness is not where I'm going to draw the line. You know what I mean? That's not going to get you a pass with me. It's not, because as a collective, we don't all see it that way. And so I get to pick and choose the way I want to see it as well. You know what I mean? And an example of that is if, and I'll give an example. I'm not sure what state this happened in, but those 3 or 4 little boys that assaulted that girl, and they put rocks in her mouth or whatever. And then when they caught him and all of this, his parents got on national television talking about a young black boy. I got to stop you right there, Mom. You see what I'm saying? As the mother and the father, do not get up there talking about blackness, because her blackness wasn't enough to stop them from doing it. So his blackness is not going to be enough to stop him from seeing the consequences of it. The end. And we need to move on from that. If my blackness doesn't stop you from assaulting me, then your blackness is not going to stop me from calling the people on you, and whatever happens to you from there happens. We all going into the situation with the understanding, even if we black out for a moment, and even if you forget for a moment, whatever it is. But we talking for this particular example, we're talking 12-year-old kids. You don't have to be an adult. What do y'all know about sex to the point where y'all need to rape somebody? What? Yeah, you going straight to jail. Directly. You not passing go or collecting $200. No. And so that's that. Don't bring up your blackness when somebody else's blackness ain't the reason you gonna stop doing what you doing. Enough. Okay? Move on. Let it go. All right? And so, but yeah. So that was the point with Kevin Hart. Stop blaming people. You see what I'm saying? That was the point of that example, was just to say, don't. Kevin Hart's blackness wasn't enough for him to not get the check, because they was going to be racist. So he's good with it. I'm choosing to be good with it, but no, he's not somebody I can support. And so while, I'm gonna go too. He's not somebody I can support. And so while I'm only one person and he doesn't need my view, perfect. That's excellent news for me. He doesn't need my view, and he won't get it. And that's just it. And his blackness won't be the reason why anything. When is enough money enough? At the point where, I have $10 million and you have $15 million, we still on the same yacht. We still on the same yacht. It's like, enough. Everybody's mortgage got paid. So, but, yeah, so, look at this, see? Look at the Chevy Suburban with a just married, save the date 5/18/26. Y'all tripping. Just married. They need to go through a damn car wash and get that crap off their car. Anyway, okay, so what else? Let's discuss, and I can't call her Cheyenne. I got to call her Lie-Yenne Bryant. Baby, she got up there and said, not only am I a doctor, she said, but I'm also the first black woman to have a boutique on Rodeo Drive. Excuse me, doctor. I'd like to speak to the doctor. If you had a boutique on Rodeo Drive, where is it? Where's the boutique? And why didn't you lead with that before you... Listen, here's the problem for the people who don't understand. Because there are people pissing me off, needless to say, that feel like it doesn't matter. So what? She's not a doctor. She helped people. She's helping people under the guise of being a doctor, which she is not. Number one, you saying. Number two, you saying you a doctor, which undermines everybody who has absolutely done the work to be a doctor. Okay. But before we even get to number one or number two, zero zings ain't got no higher. You are helping people under the guise of being a doctor. So if I'm paying you based off of what you say your credentials are. Okay? And if I'm going to take heed to what you say, because here's the thing. If I'm going to take heed to what you say when it comes to my mental health and I'm paying you, you need to be able to be a doctor if you are one. If you're saying you one, you need to actually be one. Because it's not like people won't pay you to not be one. People have coaches and life coaches all the time. But for her to say that she's a doctor undermines all the work that it takes to become one. You don't even have a picture at a minimum showing that you're a doctor. Why are you saying you are? And then it comes out that she, I guess, I don't want to say trademark, but whatever it's called, registered. She's registered, or her brand. So as her brand, she's able to say she's a doctor. And that's fine. But it only came up. Somebody had to have called her and pulled her card on asking about what her credential is, for her to feel like she needed to point out, well, I'm no longer operating under a license. Baby, you was never operating under a license. It's not that you're no longer doing it, but of course, it seems to me that she had to say that for the record, that she was no longer operating under a license. You were never operating under a license. The word doctor is about branding. What does that mean? That means you and I can both go and register ourselves to be called doctor, whatever the hell we want to be called. And because we're branding ourselves and saying we want that. We could also go down to the Social Security office and rename our first names doctor. And then that would just be what it is, whether people accept it or not. It just is what it is. But you have people paying you and believing you and taking actions in their life under your tutelage saying that you're a doctor. Somebody could, you know what I mean? Somebody could choose to end their life based on what you're saying. And so that's where the problem is coming in. You don't have the credentials. And if you do, it is at this point, you should be showing them. To be like, please, she should be busting them credentials down like spades cards running to Boston. That's what, if you can do that, that's what you should do. If you really want to shut everybody up. You know what I mean? Because she put a picture up. Oh, y'all still talking? Yeah. It is no situation where it's let it go. I ain't got to let it go. I could talk about it as long as I want to. Ain't nobody going to stop me. Ain't nobody gonna stop nobody. You could talk about anything you want to talk about whenever you want to talk about it. If you don't like it when it comes on your page, that's when you can scroll. That's when you can scroll. You beat it. You get up out of here. But for the fact that she lied, talk about when are people gonna stop talking about it? I guess they're gonna stop whenever they feel like it. Maybe whenever she go back to school and get that PhD. Who knows? Who knows? But now that it's out, it could be talked about at any time. It could be brought up in 10 years. It could be brought up in the next 2 years. She's still gonna be Lie-Yenne Bryant until she go get that piece of paper. And that's just it. That's just it. So, and you let a couple of people that went to school with her tell it. You can get your transcripts. You can order you another degree if you don't have it or whatever. And so, if that's all she needs to do, it's like, why wouldn't you do that? You wouldn't do it because you can't. And that's the reason. You can't. I could certainly call my school right now and get me another degree if I need one, if I lose mine for whatever reason, or pull my transcripts. Yeah, I can do that. I could do that at all the schools I went to, including when I went to Syracuse. For them, what did we go, 3 or 4 weeks we went up there? I got a certificate. I took the comptroller's course, and I could call up Syracuse and get that. I don't need to because I have the certificate at the house. You know what I mean? Now I gotta go buy me some frames and put my stuff up. Okay? I said, ooh, But yeah, that's the problem, guys. If you don't know what the problem is, don't be saying you a doctor of anything when you're not. If you want to be a life coach and tell the people. But if you're going to have people actually making moves in their life under the guise that you're a doctor, this is where you could be sued. You could be sued for giving me what we consider advice under a lie, because you're not a doctor. You don't have the credential to say that you are. You don't. And that's the problem. That's the problem. And if we want to question her, then now we want to question everybody. If you want to get somebody who's on the internet right now, Dr. Raquel Martin, she's a real PhD. Okay? She got the credentials and she got the experience. She got all that. The people who got it are willing to show it. Because here's the truth, they don't have anything to prove, but they can prove it if they want to. And that's the bottom line. So, Lie-Yenne, Bryant, by all means, do what you gotta do. Put your bikini on, girl, because she cute, honey. She was real cute, okay? Her body is tea, and she's cute. And she said, all y'all black bitches is jealous of me. She let it be known. Y'all hating on me because I'm cute, baby. I'm about to choke. She said, you a hater, and that's your problem. Okay? I'm a doctor, and you not. That's what she said. She said, you're mad because I'm a doctor. I said, oh, goodness, Jesus Christ, the Latter-day Saints. But yeah, oh my God, let me tell y'all what I watched. Okay, so two of my girlfriends, let me see. Two of my girlfriends was like, I need you to watch Housewives of Atlanta, right? And so I finally said, let me go ahead. My peacock was acting up and I was just mad, and it finally worked. So I said, let me find out what's going on here. Y'all, it's too much. It is too much. Let me say something about K. Michelle. K. Michelle is on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. She needs a doctor. Now, I don't know. Can Dr. Bryant do it? I don't know. Okay. Here's the problem to me with K. Michelle. And it goes on for a long time. But it's like, okay, K. Michelle, her position is that when I came to Atlanta, all of the girls tried to, come for me, blah, blah, blah. And to me, that's not how I see it based on my observation. What I saw was when you was on Love and Hip Hop and you pointed out, her problems to me started when she pointed out that Memphis, he had an abusive relationship with her, and then Rashida said that wasn't true because he didn't do that to Toya. Now, he might not have hit Toya, but Toya know goddamn well that nigga was abusive. Because we all watched him be abusive to her on national television. We all saw that. When he was all up in her face, yelling and hooting and hollering. So you ain't got to hit me for me to know that you're abusive. That's still abuse. Abuse falls under so many categories. And it falls under so many categories that people don't even see it as abuse. But it is. Him hooting and hollering at Toya the way he was, all in her face, acting like he was going to cross over that doggone table and hit her, abuse. So for Rashida to make it seem like, well, because Toya didn't have that experience or she never said that, blah, 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 you not believing it? Crazy. Crazy. Especially when Rashida, we all been watching you get abused. When you've been getting abused since you was 16, because that's how long you've been with him, with Kurt. Since 16, you've been getting abused your whole life. You got Stockholm Syndrome real bad. So Rashida, hush. But the point is, K. Michelle does need a doctor. Now, I don't know if Dr. Bryant can help her, and I doubt it. She probably do need Dr. Raquel Martin to help her. But she thinks people are after her. She has all these conspiracy theories that people are after her and things like that. And she was just being over the top, like, people are plotting against me. It's not a plot. Now, I will say this. I don't put it past Portia and Drew, knowing that rumor, supposedly, allegedly about her, that her cat stink and smells like whatever. Mano said it. Soulja Boy said it. I don't think she slept with either one of them, but I don't know where they get this from. Y'all think she's smelling while she's sitting there? If that's true or not, y'all would be able to know that. Okay, but the point is, Portia wasn't plotting, but I don't put it past Portia to not have made that joke. K. Michelle is extremely sensitive, like Portia said. She's sensitive to these things. And so it does make sense that she would think that. These jokes or these rumors been going on for a long time about K. Michelle. So it makes sense that K. Michelle would think that. And while Portia is not smart, she's not one of the smartest people, she does understand what she's doing. Them showing that shot of Portia smelling the clams and all this, and then they showed a shot of Drew having a reaction to it. We all know that could have been editing. It could have been. But it doesn't change the fact that Portia said 2 comments. She said one was a nice, something vagina. She called the clam a vagina. And then she said about whether the clam smelled like a vagina. And that's what Kay caught. She clocked that. And she was upset. Now, she claims somebody told her something such. Nobody told her anything. I don't believe that. I believe she told herself these things. But I think she took it. I think she was being over the top with calling it like a plot and a scheme to try to embarrass her, blah, blah, blah. No. That's not what I think was happening. I think, like I said, Portia's smart enough to have been trying to be funny, but I don't think Portia was trying to set it up to talk about her smelling or nothing crazy like that. Now, keep in mind, if anything were to go on between her and Portia, that would have been in Portia's pocket to be able to say and make fun of, for sure. But Kay, it's too much. It's too much. Now, Kay, I will tell you, you do have a little attitude. You do have a little nasty attitude unnecessarily. You always feeling like, you see a girl and you know, your nose spread unnecessarily. You rolling your eyes. Bitch, you the one with the problem. You the one with the problem. And so anybody that do that, you the one with the problem. You the one with the problem. You the one that's not cool. You the one that don't know how to be cool. And so and it's not that she's not a cool person. It's just that it's like, I get around new girls. I'm not used to this. I'm not used to that. And I get that. I get where she may be feeling that way. I can't relate because I got good girlfriends. You know what I'm saying? But it's just kind of like, so it's just a little bit sad for her. But she do need some help with her mental health. And like I said, Dr. Bryant ain't gonna be the one to do that, especially since she can't prescribe her no medication, which she claimed will be the only reason people need a license. And that's not true, because psychologists cannot prescribe medication. Psychiatrists can, because they also have an MD. So when Dr. Bryant said that about having a license, it was just like, this is why I know you didn't need to go or you didn't finish. Because everybody knows all mental health professionals cannot prescribe anything. That's not true. They can recommend it to your doctor. They can do that. They could put a referral in for you, for your regular doctor to prescribe it. But the only mental health professional that can prescribe you medication would be a psychiatrist. And she definitely ain't that. But anywho, 8:35. All right, let me see. You see that right there? Let me show y'all. Do y'all see it? Well, I see it. Y'all probably can't see it right there. Let me park. I'm not that late, but I'm going to still put in some leave for this morning. And I'm going to certainly put in some leave for this afternoon. All right, peeps. Anywho, y'all have a good one. I ain't seen y'all in a while. I might try to say something to y'all later, and I always say that, but I be lying. Much like Dr. Bryant. Anywho, let me go. Because I could go on and on. But y'all have a good one. Don't let nobody piss you off, y'all. We already can't afford to eat. Okay? So it's pointless to be even further pissed off. Do not get pissed off unless you're going to do something about it. Unless you're ready to go commit a crime, don't even worry about getting pissed off. Okay? Just be like, just be looking. Just be looking. And let that be the end of it. Y'all have a good one, and I will do the same, and I will catch up with y'all hopefully sooner than later. I will be putting this live on my YouTube, and you can check it out there if you missed it, or you can check it out here on Facebook for, I think Facebook hold lives for like 30 days or so, or something like that, but I'm going to put it up on my YouTube today. All right, peeps. Y'all have a good one.